Demon Slayer was probably the most popular anime to come out of 2019, and yet I didn't watch it when it came out. Instead, I only just caught it recently, in time for me to watch Mugen Train in cinemas, and wouldn't you look at that, it's kinda good. Is it the best anime of 2019? Goodness no, but it's still one of the best shonen anime that's being adapted at the moment, and at Ufotable have committed themselves to doing adaptations of works where you can actually understand what's going on. And now it has some of the most recognisable characters in anime due to the amount of publicity it's getting. But enough talk. Let the piss-taking commence. A character whose primary means of finding demons would be made useless by the addition of deodorant. A short character who enjoys headpats, can grow and shrink at will, and lives in the shadow of our protagonist's back, and yet they're not the character in this anime called Shinobu. They have Zen in their name, despite the fact they have zero chill. This man has what I can only describe as pig dick energy. Of course, the character whose power revolves around giving blood has the best drip. A man who gave Tanjiro a chance, mainly because he was impressed at his attempt at a tomahawk montage. Teaches our protagonist how to do the breathing-based power system that wards off creatures who cannot face the sun by splitting a rock. Who says that no one watched Phantom Blood? Urukodaki made sure he couldn't harm another soul by not killing him and then leaving him in a training ground for children. A living example of why you shouldn't use a two-sided dice for initiative rolls. I haven't read this manga, but I assume he's going to portray the Demon Slayer core, and it's mainly because of the fact he's displaying literally every red flag under the sun. The character who really has to go through the most trauma in Demon Slayer. Just the emo version of Navi from Ocarina of Time. Zenitsu gave him the false nickname Chuntaro, and my inner Konosuba fan is incapable of not pronouncing it Chuntaro. Kibutsuji was kind enough to leave him alive after turning him into a demon, but wasn't kind enough to give him a name. This man beat Garfield to the "you don't know what suffering is" line, but at the same time we kind of ignored it, because in fairness he did just lose his fiancée. Kind enough to offer to heal up Nezuko, and yet Tanjiro only remembers to collect one blood sample. Ungrateful motherfucker. When I met him, I thought that he was the most annoying character and biggest simp in the series. How Zenitsu proved me wrong. Fun fact, their name uses the kanji for "I do not trust the grappling hook" character from Rainbow Six Siege. Well done! This is my favourite anime character who uses arrows as their primary means of attack. That wasn't created by Atsushi Okubo. A character who gains their powers by beating themselves off. Despite Zenitsu appearing useless in their presence, they still keep supporting them because they apparently see something in them that the rest of us don't. Something tells me that the shippers identify with this guy. He constantly goes on about their parental issues, they have strings that they likely use for BDSM that they flex in their hands, and their face is unnaturally pale. They're worse than a demon, they're an e-boy. Has a son with effectively the same name, a scar in the same place he has, who he makes sure to tell about the importance of their earrings, and then makes his family walk up a mountain to watch him do a dance. Something tells me he's a bit of a narcissist. Character who is much more useful and less annoying than Zenitsu. Okay, that's the last time I go in on Zenitsu this video. Was initially perfectly fine with letting a demon become her friend, but was surprisingly on the fence about saving a starving orphan. He has naught but respect for the food offered on trains. Thank goodness he died before trying British Rail sandwiches. Played by Kana Hanazawa, overly friendly with a snake, and loves supernatural investigators who are older than them. Of course I was going to include more than one Monogatari reference. They're named the Mist Hashira because they missed most of the information during Tanjiro's trial. A man whose powers basically revolve around sodcasting. He looks like a fairy tale character who starts up as a higher-up in an evil guild who later joins the main cast. I'm not naming any specific names because I'm pretty sure I'm describing several people within the fairy tale universe. You've gotta hand it to him for having an emo phase a century before emos were a thing. Their face looks like a scrotum, yet they're not embarrassed about it. That takes balls. I'm impressed that it was the Demon Slayer movie that got me to witness the creation of a train made of meat, and not an episode of Xavier Renegade Angel. He looks like Sukuna from Jujutsu Kaisen, except the only finger you'd want to give him is a middle one. And there you go. That's characters from the anime as it currently stands in a nutshell. And we're probably going to get more characters next season, which means that this video will be outdated within 2 months at the least. Yay.